Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at how much Avatar 2 cost. Let's get right into it. After the commercial and critical success of the first Avatar film, director James Cameron set out to surpass it in both scope and cost. The first Avatar was profitable despite its high price tag. The movie Avatar has been in the works since 1994. It took 15 years to finish because the language and technology had to keep getting better. The movie did so well at the box office that it became the highest grossing movie of all time, beating out Cameron's previous film Titanic. It kept that title until Avengers Endgame came out, but a theatrical re-release put Avatar back on top, bringing its total earnings to $2.84 billion. Avatar was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. It won Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Visual Effects. Even though the movie has been out for more than 10 years, it still has a big impact. Avatar may have done well at the box office, but no one thought it would. Before the movie came out, many critics said that the use of CGI would make it a flop at the box office, but the opposite turned out to be true. Avatar was not only advanced in terms of technology, but it also talked about a lot of important things. Avatar shows the truth about how people have chosen to treat the land, from how they deal with other races and call for revolution, to how they destroy natural habitats out of greed. Avatar is also very critical of how colonialism has hurt everyone and everything and destroyed a way of life that should have been kept alive. One thing can be said about Avatar, and that is that it looked and still looks expensive. James Cameron's goal was to create the most impressive spectacle ever seen, one that would set a new standard for 3D filmmaking and take visual effects to an entirely new level. The amazing quality of the finished film has not diminished over time. It remains the highest grossing film of all time by a comfortable distance, despite Avengers Endgame momentarily seizing the crown before a China re-release put the Marvel Cinematic Universe in its place. Because the sequel was just released in theaters, some people may be curious about the production costs of Avatar 2, specifically whether or not they were higher than those of the original film. It is estimated that the budget for Avatar 2 will be between $350 million and $400 million, which would place it among the most costly movies that have ever been produced, if not the most expensive movie in the history of Hollywood. This estimation was provided by sources for The Hollywood Reporter, and it comes after James Cameron claimed that in order for the sequel to be profitable, it will need to be the third or fourth greatest highest grossing film in history. That's the limit you can go to. That's the point at which you even out. Avatar: The Way of Water was initially believed to have a production budget of $250 million, and its 3 planned sequels were initially believed to have a combined budget of $1 billion. James Cameron was warned that 2 of the planned sequels may never go ahead if the first follow-up fails to perform well at the box office. Lachlan Murdoch, an heir to the Fox media empire, was quoted as saying previously by Variety as saying, "These will be the most expensive movies of all time." Naturally, this does not take into account the expenses incurred for promotion, which will drive the total cost up even more. It costs more to make than that first Avatar, but marketing and re-releases will make the first movie cost more in the long run, for now at least. More specifically, Avatar 2 cost $250 million before marketing costs, while Avatar cost $237 million plus $150 million for marketing. Even if Cameron lost interest in Pandora, it was clear that there would be a sequel to Avatar and that it would cost a lot of money. James Cameron's movies, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, $100 million in 1991, True Lies, $140 million in 1994, and Titanic, $200 million in 1997, all broke the record for most expensive movie ever. So can a set of 4 Avatar sequels be worth an estimated $1 billion in production costs and $600 million in marketing costs? Let's assume that the production of each Avatar sequel costs $250 million, and that bringing it to market costs about $150 million, for a total of $1.6 billion in expenses. Taking into account that studios get roughly half of the ticket price, it is possible that these Avatar movies will break even at around $3.2 billion across the globe. Avatar opened with $749 million in domestic revenue, which is equivalent to a weekend to final multiplier of 9.7. Despite the hype around 3D, the movie now has a fresh rating of 82% and an average critic score of 7.43 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. With over 1.382 million voters and an average score of 4.13 out of 5, the RT audience score is 82% with a score of 4.13 out of 5 overall. A total of over 1 million IMDb users have given it a score of 7.8 out of 10. Spider-Man, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire, was the first mega tentpole smash of the DVD era and the only live-action film that came close to matching its success. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all on the next one.